So here's something I'm playing around with, and I'm trying to spot weld thermocouple wire together. My first one worked perfect. I'll put that up and let you see it. But this is what I got. I got that power supply, the TCR power supply that we just replaced the voltage knob on. Just got my meter connected to the output, and well, the meter is connected on the other side of this switch, which I have. I'll push this and it's going to charge this 5300 150 volt cap to 50 volts. I have it set for 50 volts. So I'll release this when it reaches 50 volts on the meter, and then don't let the wiring confuse you. And then I have another switch right here with the button to release the energy, and I have a little clamp here holding the thermocouple wire with the wire connected to the positive side of the capacitor. Just a little clamp holding a tungsten rod with a sharp point on it, and then I got the negative wire from the capacitor connected to that. So when I hit this button, it's going to release 50 volts through this tungsten and zap the end of that thermocouple wire. And the first time I set this up, I mean, I played with the voltages before I set this up, so that's how I come up to 50 volts. But the first time I set it up like this, and I did the first one, I can't believe it welded perfect. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it worked so well. So I'm going to start another camera over here so we can see it spot weld. Let's turn this on. That's going to go up to 50. And the meter right now is 303 millivolts. So I'm going to push this button and it's going to go up to 50 volts. I got a couple resistors in series in parallel with the switch and on its way to the capacitor. Two of them in parallel in the line. They're 5.1K. It's just to slow the inrush of the voltage into the capacitor. I just wasn't liking it, bam, just like that at 50 volts. So it's about 43. I don't know if you can see that up on the thing now. It's pretty far away. It's about 46. And I have the thermocouple wire with one little twist on the end, and it's actually touching the tip of the tungsten. So when I hit that button, it's just going to zap it, and hopefully it'll weld it together like it did the very first one. So there we got 50 volts. I'm going to release that. That's just a momentary. This one here is a momentary also. So when I hit that, we'll see a big spark, and then we'll take a look at the solder joint, or the spot weld, and see how it works. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. So let's see how it did. I'm going to shut this off just to get rid of the noise. The thermocouple wire might be stuck to the tungsten, so I'm just going to hit this button to make sure that the capacitor's all the way drained down. You can see that it's reading zeros on the meter, so that's telling us the cap is all the way drained down, and it, it magically comes back up, but just a little bit. So just connect this here, disconnect that. Oh, I didn't get lucky this time. This time it didn't, it only stuck to the one side. So I'll have to set this up again and we'll try it again. Alright, let's try it again. I don't like the way the wires are. They're touching on the end, but there's a gap right there real close, so I'm thinking it's just going to blow it apart again like this, but we'll give this a try and see. If it doesn't work again this time, then I'll put the wires together better. Right about 30 volts. I could put smaller resistors in, but those are the first ones I seen, so they're 5.1K, but I got them parallel, so that knocks it in half, and I think they're 3 watt resistors. So all right, 46, 47. 49. Well, I wish it would do it like that first one did. That one looked real nice. Alright, 50 volts, we let that go, and we hit this button. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna hit the button again just to drain that cap. Well, it's actually 26, so it must actually blew it away from it. Let's see. Oh, have to check this out. I gotta get a closer look at this. It actually worked. It worked this time. It's not perfect, but it's spot welded across. It must have blew it away quicker. I must not have had a very good connection, because we still have 26 volts in the capacitor. So that didn't totally discharge, but I'm surprised it spot welded it. I'll take a close-up picture of this, and you should be seeing it right now. But so I'm going to oops, I gotta hold the button down. I'm just gonna drain this cap down. I gotta hold this button in, otherwise nothing happens there. So I gotta push my button, and then we'll get the sparks. I just like to keep that capacitor discharged in case my hands get wandering around and touching something they ain't supposed to be touching. So this is just my initial setup. So let me stop this camera over here. So I'm gonna end up making this into just like a little, maybe a little unit, to where I can make my own thermocouples if I need them. Instead of wasting time searching the internet for them, I'll just buy some K thermocouple wire, which you can get for you can get 30 feet or 10 yards, whatever, for anywhere from 20 bucks to 30 bucks to 40 bucks. It depends on what kind. I know this this kind right here that I'm using, it's got the brown sleeve, and then it's got the blue and red. I think that's the one I looked at. I think this was like 20 bucks for 30 feet. And some stuff like this with fiberglass insulation is I think 30 bucks for 30 feet. So that's pretty good. If you go through thermocouples or need a lot of them, it's a pretty good way to make your own. Alright, I think that might be it, unless I add something onto this. I don't think so, but I just want to give you a quick peek on what I was doing. Alright, I guess we'll see you in the next one.